We are live. It is the Tuesday night playcast here on TKtv, and you can see above me is Sarah Shah. How you doing, Sarah?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. I definitely want to do a little tech request from any audience members we may have to make sure you can hear me, that you can hear Sarah, because last episode I had Razzle on and it was a nightmare where no one could hear anything. It was awkward as all get out. So let me log into the comments right quick and I'm going to see if people can hear us. But in the meantime, Sarah, hey, how are you doing? How's life going
Yeah,
for you?
life is okay as well as it can be going, I suppose. How about you?
Uh, it's I always feel awkward with that question nowadays because it's COVID and we're supposed to say, but I am very fortunate. Life is going great for me. I'm super busy. Sure, there's a lot of things I would change, especially in the world. But me personally, I have a job that's very secure. I work from home and I get to work all day at home with my wife and my dogs. It's really good. It's
Well,
really
that's
good.
good. Yeah, I mean, I get to work at home all day with my cat, and I love him a lot, so so I guess that's good too.
What kind of cat? What kind of cat do you have?
He is a tuxedo cat, so a black and white cat, 14 years old. So he's actually started graying in all parts of his like face and body where he didn't originally have like gray or white hair before. So he looks very distinguished, as all men do when they get older and start graying and getting white hair. So yeah, he does.
As you were saying that, I was scratching my now whitening beard because I got that going on. The awkward thing is with the tech setup that I have right now, Sarah can't see me, but we can see you,
I
Sarah.
cannot. Yeah.
David Waldman's here, May's here, and David Waldman says we are good to go. We can hear each other, etc. So
Oh,
we can
good.
get into the juice and the good stuff. So, Sarah,
Yay.
why have I invited you here? Well, I wanted to get to know you. I've
Yeah.
enjoyed watching your YouTube videos, and actually, I saw them first on Facebook. And you do this amazing thing, which is right up my alley, and that is you explain board games in a minute.
Yeah.
So you've probably been asked this a million and one times, but
Yeah.
for those of us that don't already know the story, or please, what got you into teaching board games in a minute?
Yeah, so when lockdown began, I was on TikTok. I'd actually been on TikTok for about a year. I had just never posted any content. Had always felt like the app was more geared towards people who want to do like singing and dancing or some
Mm-hmm.
comedy skits. But I really wanted to make some content on there when lockdown began and I had some downtime and I'm like, okay, I can't really leave the house. What can I do? And I knew I wanted my content to be board game content since I love board games. So I thought I would introduce the world of TikTok to board games. So in April of last year, I started making videos on TikTok and yeah, it just kind of blew up overnight. I'd been a active member of many board game groups on Facebook. So I would post my videos to those Facebook groups and people really liked them. And they just kind of took off from there. Yeah.
So this was April of last year. This is right after quarantine then.
Yes. Yeah.
And you told me in the green room, as we call it, before we went live, that you're from New York?
Yes, I'm from upstate New York, so I currently live in Ithaca.
Nice. Born and
Yeah.
raised?
I was born in Long Island, and then I think when I was around like 2 or 3 years old, my parents moved to upstate New York. Yeah, Binghamton.
Gotcha. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
plenty of friends and some family in New York as well. I'm from
Yeah.
Ohio, Cleveland, born and
Oh,
raised.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so those board games I see behind you, did you have all of those before you started doing your reviews?
No, no. My collection was maybe not even at 100 when I started making videos, I think. I
I
mean, I
love,
had backed.
maybe not even 100. A lot of the plebeian thinks 100 is way too many board games, but I love what you're saying. Maybe not even 100.
Okay,
But
yeah,
go on.
that's true. No, I mean, I was a Kickstarter addict. Like, I had seriously like gone broke backing so many games on Kickstarter. Like, I would just, be like, all right, I really cannot eat anything except for bean burritos or, whatever. Um, but yeah, once I started making videos, just like maybe like 3 weeks after I started making videos, I had publishers contacting me wanting to send me games to make videos, and my collection just kind of exploded. Yeah.
That's actually a good timeout little true story of what happened. I told my business partner, Sean McCoy, I said, hey, I'm going to reach out to Sarah Shah. I'm going to see if she can come on the show. He's like, oh, I just reached out to her and sent her some
Oh yeah.
copies of our game. So we're amongst those publishers that sent you games.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that Russian roulette game. It looks so good.
Oh, thanks. We horribly biased. We like it. But yeah, I love the idea of teaching a game in a minute because we have a 2 Rooms and a Boom tutorial that Sean and I made with our friends. And 2 Rooms and a Boom has been our flagship game for a long time.
I've played it. I liked it.
Oh, thanks. Sweet.
Yeah.
And I had one request. It was like, I want it to be quick. I don't want to belabor these rules. And so I called it Teach It Tight, thinking every game we're ever going to make, we're going to have a Teach It Tight video. Of course, there's no way we have time for all the projects that are going on with Tuesday Night Games. And also, I have a full-time job as a psychology professor. I didn't have time to do these board game tutorials for our own games. And plus, we don't have that many games published yet. Mm-hmm. But your board games in a minute, perfect choice. I love it. I love it.
Well, thank you.
What was your gateway game into it then?
Into the world of board gaming?
Yes. Like, when did you realize, like, oh, you know what? Owning one board game and playing occasionally isn't good enough. I want to own 100.
Yeah, I mean, I started playing modern board games, well, just with Settlers of Catan in law school, but then there was a bit of a gap. So my law school friends, I would beg and plead for them to play Catan every weekend, and they didn't want to after they introduced it to me. So then I had a bit of a gap, and then I ended up moving to London in October of 2013. And then in 2014, I started attending London on Board meetups. And that's when I discovered the magical world of board gaming and never looked back. So yeah, just so many amazing board games.
How long were you in London?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Now that was that was in 2013.
Yeah, so like end of 2013 until May 2016 when I moved back to the US. And then there was again a little bit of a gap before I started attending meetups in the US and started running my own eventually. But yeah, and then honestly, my buying craze started like in 2017, I would say, is when I really started buying a lot of board games and couldn't stop. So yeah.
Now, that 2013, that probably is very early shut up and sit down. And I know London's a big city, but of course I have to ask, did you ever get to rub elbows with Quinn's, Paul, Matt Lees, any of those gents?
No, I mean, I was this weirdo who would just show up to these meetups that no one knew. I was trying to make friends, you know, I didn't know anyone in London. I would go there to these meetups hoping that people would want to talk to me and want to be my friend. But I actually didn't make any friends through the board game meetups. Like I would sit there and play games with them and have a lovely time with them. But, you know, I tried so hard to get people to, you know, meet me outside of the meetup or hang out outside of the meetup. It just didn't happen. I just find it's a bit more difficult to get English people to become friends with you.
Oh, you think it was an English thing, not an American?
I do.
Okay, all right. Yeah. That makes more sense because I was thinking I was on crazy pills.
Oh no, I used to get told that I was crazy for like smiling at people on the tube, which I used to do until I was told I'm crazy for doing that, and then I stopped doing that. So yeah.
Yeah, my mom's English, whole 9 yards, with the accent, that kind of thing, off the boat, whatever. But I've only been there honestly once, and I've wanted to go back.
Yeah, you don't smile at people on the tube. They will think you're weird. So you'll learn that early on once you get there.
Now, this show is all about the stories we make while playing the games we like with the people we love. And I want to share one quick story just to validate your experience. When I went to grad school for clinical psychology, I was the only guy in my class, and I was totally out of state. I literally knew nobody. I eventually met my life partner there, so that's another story for another time. But I seriously went to different clubs. There was no board game club, and eventually I was reduced to awkwardly approaching 2 regular guys that I had seen there and say, hey, this is really awkward. I don't know how to do this because I've never had to do this before. But I don't know one and I don't have any friends and I want friends to hang out with. You all want to come over sometime? I promise I won't kill you. So it was super awkward. But
making friends as an adult is actually pretty hard, especially when most adults are already settled, they have kids or whatever. It's like, you know, then they start becoming friends with the parents of their kids' friends. Do you know what I mean? So making friends as an adult it gets harder and harder the
Yeah.
older you get.
I don't have any kids, at least that I know of.
Yeah.
Demographically, I'm assuming you don't, because you only talked about your cat, and I would assume if you had kids, you would have
I
mentioned
don't
that.
have kids. Yeah.
Right. We got some comments right now. Johnny Pack Catton says howdy. Hopefully I didn't slaughter your name.
Howdy.
Robin says howdy. Robin says
Howdy.
Long Island. Vampires are from Long Island.
They are. They are indeed.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Like I God, we're gonna butcher his name. Nandor. And yeah.
It sounds like you're a fan of that show.
What We Do in the Shadows. Oh my God, it's so good. I just finished episode 10 of season 2 today, and I already miss it. I'm so sad.
Movie or show? Which one wins, in your opinion?
Show, hands down. The TV show, yes.
Hands down, the show. I love it.
Down.
I love it. So Johnny says that they once boomed in a room. Hey, thanks for playing.
Oh, cool.
So you are a lawyer then? Is that your day job? That's your gig?
It is my day job. Yeah, I'm a legal aid attorney.
Legal aid attorney. So alleviate my ignorance, because I know like contract law, I know divorce law. What exactly is that field then?
So we cover a lot of civil areas of law, but it's nonprofit work. So we're funded by the state and federal government and to provide legal assistance to people who can't afford attorneys. So we do a wide variety of things, from divorces, for people who've been victims of domestic violence. We also have like a reentry program where we help criminals who are unable to get apartments or jobs because they're being discriminated against because of their criminal history. Specifically, I do housing work, but so I help people who are about to be evicted or lose their housing benefits and try to keep a roof over their head, or help. And I even sometimes veer a little bit outside of the legal aspects of my job and then do a little bit more social work as well. And try to help people to find new housing if I can, if I have the ability to do so. We do public benefits work, people who are having issues with their social security or are all kinds of stuff. So
we could really use you in Cleveland, because I teach in downtown Cleveland, and we have issues of housing and people being released from prison, etc.
Yeah, these issues are everywhere. Unfortunately, so legal aid it's necessary wherever you are in the world. I think everyone needs access to lawyers.
Robin comments, thank you so much. I used to be homeless, and every helping hand helps immeasurably. So there's a lot of people out there that really appreciate it. And the crazy thing is, you don't get to hear that praise often enough, because it's probably not publicized on social media. You don't see it that much, and it's constantly happening.
Like me specifically, I just I do social work for a living, and it's without getting into too much, it's been a rough couple of weeks for me in the board gaming world, and people just don't understand. Like I don't know, I'm just gonna ramble on now for a little bit.
I can interrupt you to help out, and just keep in mind, you can stop and start whatever you want. We can go down this road or not, but I was a prison psychologist, so most of my clients when I was practicing was murderers, rapists, an awkward amount of pedophiles. I was practicing in North Carolina at the time, and the one thing that I really learned is that there's a lot of darkness in the world, and it has to stop somewhere, and it's not something where you can just hit the delete button, etc. But with that in mind, with that background, because I know a little bit of what's going on, and to be honest, I don't know the big picture. So what's going on these past few weeks that you're referring to?
What's going on is without getting into specifics, I guess I did something which a lot of people didn't approve of, and it just spiraled out of control from there, right? So I had gone to Universal Studios for a day in January.
Okay.
And then I, didn't apologize for it, because I am someone who has been a germaphobe all my life, actually. I've been a germaphobe from a very young age, actually. I mean, something that people don't know is when I was in high school, actually, I used to go to the bathroom between every single class of mine to wash my hands in the bathroom. Like, that's how much of a germaphobe I was. I've never touched public doorknobs my entire life. I always wear a scarf. Like, that's me. Like that's always
That's
been
you
me.
before quarantine or anything.
Before quarantine, I have been a germaphobe all my life. So I have been extremely even more cautious since COVID started, right? So I
Okay.
had to go to Florida to help my sister move there. And, I'm already spending so much money going down to Florida. I knew that the parks were less than half capacity. So I took advantage of that. And I went to Universal Studios for a day. And then all hell broke loose on social media, on Twitter, board game Twitter. And it's just
Saying,
spiraled.
oh, how could you go to an
Yeah,
amusement park during quarantine,
and
etc.
then words I said were taken and twisted. I in no way ever tried to imply that going to a park is essential. I in no way tried to state that um you know it's something I had to do or that I deserved it, because at one point I stated, like, listen guys, I have a difficult daytime job, like my job is very stressful, and if I want to go to a park for a day and be careful while I'm there, then I will. And then people got really angry about that, and it just spiraled out of control, and now here
Got
we
it.
are more than 6 weeks later, and I'm still dealing with like the after effects of it all. So it just doesn't go away.
So it sounds like maybe what they wanted was you to say, "Oh my goodness, my
Yeah,
bad, my mistake," and just
I
throw
think so.
yourself
I
on
think
the
so.
pyre of shame or
Yeah.
whatever and say, "Hey, forgive me, please." But
Yeah.
instead, you said, "Hey, I respect
Yeah.
everybody, including my own choices, and I believe in my choices." Is that
I do.
putting words in your mouth, or is that a
No, that's
rec?
not putting words in my mouth. I had said repeatedly, I'm not going to apologize for going to the park because I don't think I did anything wrong. I'm sorry if you do. You are entitled to your own opinion. I'm not someone who shoves my opinions down other people's throats. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I feel like live and let live. And I am extremely careful. And the precautions taken at the park, there were so many precautions. And so it felt very safe to me. And again, our words were twisted. At one point I did say, and I think the friend I was with also said, that we felt safer there than we did at our local grocery stores because of all the precautions that were in place. Like we had our temperatures checked before we entered. We had to use hand sanitizer before getting on any ride, and they would make sure you use it. They would watch you use it. We were socially distancing everywhere. We were masked the entire time. We were even socially distanced on the rides themselves. Like it was extremely,
meaning you could only stay with the group with whom you
yeah,
arrived.
exactly. Yeah. So like me and my friend always had a car to ourselves on any ride that we were on. So yeah, it was very good, and we felt perfectly safe. And I will still say it, I felt safer there than I do when I go to my local grocery store where social distancing is not enforced. They don't make you use hand sanitizer
Yeah,
before you enter the grocery store. They don't, do all of these things. But in the world of online world, things get twisted. People take your words and
right.
misconstrue them, and
Right.
yeah.
The online world is not where people really go for reason. I think there's some truth, and I'm not saying, oh, I totally agree with everything, because me personally, I wouldn't go to an amusement park.
That's perfectly fine. So I think that's perfectly fine. If you think I did something wrong, that's perfectly
But
fine.
I'm
I'm
going
not
to
going
say
to.
this, though. I think what
Yeah,
you bring up is a very valid point, because there's that classic scenario where you're more likely to get into a car accident going to the grocery store
that
than
is
you
true.
are going on that long trip. And that's because you go to the grocery store all the time, and everybody else does too. The trip you plan on, and it's such a rare occasion. So I think there is definitely some truth there where this is something that not everyone's doing. And when you do go there, it is intensely important that they make sure that safe distance is there. Whereas grocery stores, they get so many people every day that it's
They
so
do.
easy to become
Yeah.
lax because it's essential. And because it's not
Yeah.
essential, they really got to double down in those
But I
precautions.
think, the takeaway that I want people to get from all of this is you can disagree with what someone has said or what someone has done, but to, just be careful, like be mindful of how you're treating them. The person that you're typing all these things to is a human being. At the end of the day, we
Yeah,
all have emotions, we all have feelings, we all have crap that we're dealing with in our personal lives. And to constantly berate someone or whatever, I just don't think that's the way. And I just think things were not handled properly, and things just kept on spiraling out of control. And
I love what you're saying, because I think the big point, and I don't want to get on some pedestal and make this
yeah,
entire
yeah,
show more than just sharing stories. This is an important story, and I think this is important to talk about. But I think it's very important that you try avoid drawing lines as much as possible. you really want to see what does victory look like here, and you want to make sure that you understand you're dealing with humans.
Yeah.
And I'm even talking about the last election. I probably opening myself for a whole bunch of scrutiny here. I shouldn't open this can of worms. And maybe that's kind of the point, is like, I'm almost scared to even mention this. And that's terrifying that I'm terrified. But I said, hey, you know, there's a lot of contention going on with the election. The worst thing you can do is dehumanize the opposition, because that helps the opposition. The more of a monster you become in claiming the other side is a monster is that whole horseshoe effect, where you're becoming more of the opposition than trying to find solutions. And I got a lot of heat for that online, but very respectful heat. I was pleasantly surprised, but I don't think I'm in the public eye as much, because I don't go on Facebook and I don't have Instagram. Maybe my gray hairs are showing, but I've never even logged on or downloaded TikTok or anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, it took me a long time to figure out even how Snapchat works. My little sister, who's 12 years younger than me, would make fun of me all the time. I'd be like, you know, how do I take a video? How do I do this? How do I do that? And she'd be like, oh my God. And she would actually record me asking her questions, post them to her own Snapchat so she and her friends could make fun of me. Like, that's the thing she would actually do. So
nothing makes me feel older than Snapchat, because I tried it twice. I was like, I don't get it.
Oh my God. I was so frustrated. Yeah. I can only do the most basic of things on Snapchat. And still, even now, sometimes I like click on the wrong thing where I think I'm about to see a friend's like message, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm like, half the time I'm so confused still. But yeah.
We got some comments from David Waldman. David says, Sarah defended herself, and that caused a lot of negative gossiping. Also, she went with another individual who hasn't received nearly as much negative feedback, despite also being part of the board game community. Oh, who's your friend? Was this, is it all right if I say? Because I think I know.
You can say it. I don't want to draw negative attention to him. You know, I think he's a really great guy, but but you
Jesse
know,
Anderson?
Jesse Anderson, but
Quackalope?
People did wonder. Yeah,
such a nice dude. Let me tell you,
such a nice dude. Yeah, he's a great dude, and you know, again, that you know made a lot of people question, like, why does Sarah keep on getting all of this heat where you know he's kind of been forgotten? And then you know there was all this other discussion about but Sarah, you know, is speaking out against cancel culture. Sarah is doing this. Sarah is being supported by alt-right people, and she's not, you know, shooing them away.
Alt-right people? Wait, is this because you're now in the category of this person perception, where if you check one box that some other far right or left group checks, now you're part of that group?
This is where I'm like, how did this blow up into this, right? So I tell people over and over again, like, listen, guys, I have a full-time day job. I do not have time to sit there and see who's following me, see what their tweet history is. Like, honestly, who has time to go and look at every single person's tweet history to see who's following them? If at any point it becomes, you know, apparent to me that someone who is following me is in fact a threat to other people, or is, you know, using my name to do some harm in the community, then of course I will block them out.
Right.
Until that becomes apparent to me, I don't know who's following me. I don't know these people. I cannot be responsible for every person's actions. And it's blown completely out of, you know, it's gotten out of control. And I just don't understand, you know, where the compassion is and where the reasonableness is of all these people that just
that sounds exhausting, and I don't want to patronize. And I know that I'm coming from, dare I say, like a privileged place, because I'm in the board game community, but at the same time, my whole well-being doesn't rely necessarily in the board game community. Also, I'm a very privileged white guy, and all this stuff. And maybe that's why Jesse isn't getting heat. I'll have to ask Jesse. I don't know why Jesse isn't getting the same amount, whether he apologized and what the difference was. But
I don't know.
I want to ask, what does victory look like? Like, what does victory look like, not only for them, but for you? Because I can't ask everybody who's harassing you, but
I just want my peace back. I just want to be able to talk about board games, enjoy what I'm talking about, and not have people assume things about me that aren't true, say things about me that aren't true, because it's in my nature to be defensive. I'm an attorney after all, right?
Of course.
So I have always had a very deep sense of justice all of my life, and it's why I, you know, fight for animal rights. It's why I've become a legal aid attorney. It's
nice.
You know, it's why I do the things I do. Is I've, you know, always wanted to defend those who cannot speak up for themselves. And if I feel like I'm being attacked over and over again unjustly, then I am going to respond. And I've been told many times that I just need to stop responding and it'll end. Um, and it's in my innate nature to respond and defend
Yeah.
myself. So I just want it to end. At this point, I just want everything to end. I just want my peace back. I just want to be able to log onto Twitter without this
Yeah.
uneasy feeling in the pit of my stomach, wondering what someone is going to say about me today, wondering, what people are going to believe about me that's not true. I just want to be happy again. I just want to not have to worry about this crap all the
I
time.
wish there was something magical I could say or do that would make that stop. And if I were to give you advice, it would only come from that shattered lens of privilege I already talked about. Because my advice would be probably some that you already heard, and that is just keep doing your best and try your best to let it be water off a duck's back
Yeah.
until you realize there's something that really needs to be corrected. But that's so much easier said than
It
done.
is. Everything is so much easier said than done, right? I mean, if someone else
Absolutely.
were going through this, I might have said the same thing to them. Oh, just ignore it. Just let it go. It'll die
Yeah.
down. But when it's actually happening to you and when it's affecting your own life, it's different. And words do hurt,
Yeah, but
I've
even
seen
from a
people,
third person, where is the
yeah,
balance? Because as a third person, I want to be able to do something to stop all that harassment too. If I see someone
yeah.
being harassed, where is the balance between putting my nose where it doesn't belong and standing up for what I believe in to evoke positive
Yeah.
change? And
I
that's
don't
a
know.
tough question, I think, for everybody involved. It's really tough because
Yeah.
I think the reality is, and I hate saying this to you, Sarah, but because you're in the light now, you're always going to have haters. In fact, I don't think it is possible in our world to have any type of popularity without also having the negativity that comes with it. And I
Yeah.
hate that.
That's understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's just, do you believe that there's a silent majority out there that supports you? And I personally, and I've been totally accused of seeing the world through rosy colored lenses, but I believe most people out there have very good intentions. I don't believe people are the worst thing they've done. And I think there's a lot of people out there that, even if they disagree with you going to an amusement park, still don't think you deserve harassment and support you and what you do with Board Game in a Minute.
From the things I've seen on Twitter, I'm not sure I would agree with that. It's one of those things
But
where
that's
all the
Twitter,
negative.
though. You have to understand, and maybe I'm totally
Yeah,
wrong, but I have to imagine most people who see your videos aren't also in the board game
that's true.
community. And we
That's
learn
true.
that from the publisher standpoint because
Yeah,
we get a lot of haters, but
you're
most
right.
people,
It's me giving too much attention to the negativity on Twitter instead of giving attention to the positivity that I've gotten everywhere else, whether that's on the Dice Tower or
good work on
Facebook
that. That was a
groups.
great
And
show. It was great seeing you on
yeah,
the Dice Tower.
so you're right. It isn't. It's a matter of me not putting more attention on the positive, which I should be, rather
Victory for
than
me would be the same thing that you said. I would love that we could all get along.
yeah,
But getting to the realm of unfortunate reality, I think victory in my heart for you would you being comfortable knowing that you're standing up for what you believe in without it potentially keeping you up at night. Because I think you do a great service for the board game industry. You give us these quick 1 minute breaks
yeah,
and they're delightful and you get a little taste. And I think your setup is great where you have the images on the side. In fact, you know what? I'm talking about it. This may be a radical change, but eventually I want to be able to show one of your videos because it takes all but 1 minute. And I've prepped one up, but that's what I want for you. And I think anyone who says anything on Twitter that may fall under this category of harassment, they really need to ask themselves too, like, what does victory look like? Do they just
yeah.
want you to disappear? Do
I
they
think
want that apology? What do they want?
I would like to know that too. Like, how many times can I say I don't associate these people that you're associating me with? I don't know them. And it got to a point where I just started blocking out people who are asking me questions about these alt right nut jobs who I don't even know. And I'm like, so I'm just starting to block out people because it's like, I don't have the
Yeah.
time or energy for that. It's like, what more do you people want from me? I've made it very clear I don't know these people. I don't associate with them. I don't approve of harassment of anyone in any
Yeah.
shape or form. I mean, I do social justice work for a living. I'm busy during the day. I just don't have time for
You're
this. I
not
don't
on
have the
trial.
energy.
You're not on
Yeah.
trial, even though you feel like you are.
Yes, I do. It does feel like a lot like being on trial. It really does.
Again, I think when I get harassment, and I do get harassment, not just from the
Yeah.
board game community, but from students occasionally as well, from my job and other members of society, I feel that I'm very fortunate that I have a loving partner who's on here right now. Hey, Crystal, thank you so much for joining. I have loving dogs, and I also have loving friends, to the point that no matter how much someone craps on me, I have that support structure that reminds me, hey, they obviously don't know you. If someone says that, there's enough people that would assure me, and I think anyone else, if it really mattered, that that's not the case. And I want to offer that to you as well. I hear nothing but good things. Our time in the green room and our time right here, I genuinely believe that you are coming from a place of just trying to do your best. And I think that's all we can really ask for.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. I hope I didn't preach too much, but in all sincerity, I want you to keep on doing what you're doing, and I want you to love what you're doing as much as I do.
Yeah.
You mind if I show a 1-minute video?
Oh, no, go for it.
This is an amazing story. And if you want to keep talking, we can switch subjects. We got to still go to Board Game Arena, too, because I want to play some KINGDOMINO with you.
Yeah, no, I'm curious to see which video you'll pick, so go
Well,
for
this
it.
is the crazy thing. I thought, you know what? I'm going to impress Sarah, because I'm going to go ahead and put on her latest video to show how up to snuff I am. But this was from this morning. You've already put up another video.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. That's the whole point. It's amazing that you're this prolific. You probably are arguably the person I've seen enter the board game review video community grow the quickest, and I hope that only continues.
Let's talk about orgonomics. You're an org trying to succeed in the cutthroat business world by creating companies and completing quest cards in order to get to 11 points first and win this game. On your turn, you are going to be the oracle. You are going to roll these 2 dice, and then you will place this flag in the active industry. Then all startups adjacent to that flag will advance 1 space, and some will become companies in that industry, while others will simply advance on the startup track. Then everyone will collect revenues and pay losses for any companies they have in the active industries and the 2 adjacent ones. If you cannot afford to pay losses, you can take out a loan from the bank, but you must flip your company token upside down, and then when you are the oracle, you will pay interest on any loans you have taken out in any industry. Then there is the auction stage. The oracle begins bidding at 1 gold skull for the chance to place a new company token in the active industry. Once the auction is complete, then the oracle alone can choose to play any industry cards they have during the development stage. You can play it for the ability on the card to create new startups or advanced startups. It is a really fun game, and I say check it out.
And that's it. 1 minute, and you show off all the components. You talk like the micro machines man. I'm not sure.
I've gotten that comparison a lot, but I'm like, no, I could never speak as fast as him. He is unbelievably fast. I could never do that.
You have a lot of clarity to it, and it's just fun to watch. And here's the cool thing: if anything is missed, you can just replay it and replay it. And that was always my argument too, is that if there's a really fast review and I missed a rule or some type of little catch, I can
it's short enough that you can do that.
You can just easily move that search bar around. We have plenty of comments I've been neglecting. I apologize. You ready for the comments? Because it looks like it's nothing but support.
Yeah, if you want to, sure, yeah.
David Waldman reminds everyone that Alan loves animals too. He says that he has the same dilemma. Robin says, this is a great episode. David says there were like 1,200 people watching her on the Dice Tower, and all of them were positive.
Oh.
Johnny says you're having a great conversation, clearing the air of absurdity, being human. David, leave it. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name, but David says you're awesome for who you are. People are just jealous and will try to tear you down for being successful when they aren't. Boom, boom. May says in all caps, don't waste another minute dealing with negative people, Sarah. I added in the snaps, but...
You're right. I really should not. It's true.
Johnny says she's the real deal, not just virtue signaling. She's actually helping people and animals, and she makes great board game content to boot.
Thank you, Johnny.
David Waldman says Sarah doesn't sleep.
Oh, gosh.
Robin says she went off and followed all of your social media platforms.
Oh, thank you.
Marco says, Sarah, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And Robin says the world needs these videos. I love concise information. Just a lot of love. And then Crystal says, yes, 100% on the silent majority. That's my wife, by the way. So she supports you too.
So, thank you.
No problem. We should probably get into the good stuff as well and play some games, since we're here to play some games.
Yes, I'm ready.
This is the moment of truth. We're doing Board Game Arena, which I guess we normally so far, we've only done video games, but now we're going to do some tabletop games on the computer, and we're going to do Board Game Arena. And I'm going to change the view with the snap of my finger. Hopefully this works. Let's find out. Boom.
Did it work? Did it work?
It worked for me. It's looking good for me. I'm in this like Tuesday night. Our TK, he's our spokesperson, but I've replaced his head with television, and you have your board games in a minute background, and we're looking at KINGDOMINO. But are you looking at KINGDOMINO?
I am looking at KINGDOMINO, yeah.
All right, here's the amazing...
I actually realized I played the roll and write version, not this version. I don't remember what the roll and write version is called, but that's the one I played.
Because the temptation is to put you on the spot and have you do like this board game in a minute. I should say this too. In our podcast, because this show was a podcast originally, we had the elevator pitch where you had to explain the spirit of a game in just a minute. So you would have been right up there. And that's actually where our introduction music comes from. We have the lady from ep.5, and we play that in the background while people were explaining the game. But KINGDOMINO. KINGDOMINO. All right, since you haven't played this yet, let me explain how it goes, and I'll try to do it in a minute.
That would be great.
So I'm not sure if you have a stopwatch around you.
I can time you if you'd like. Do you want me to
you just tell me when, and here's what I want you to say. As weird as it sounds, when you tell me to go, I want you to say ding.
Ding.
Was that you saying ding?
Oh, no. Okay, I was just repeating what you...
Yeah.
Okay, are you
when
ready?
You want me to go, say I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay. Ding.
Welcome to KINGDOMINO, rather. In this game, it is a domino tile laying game. What we're going to do is we're going to take turns choosing dominoes and place them around our castle. The rule is you have to place dominoes that match. And at the end of the game, your points are the equivalent of all of the areas that are alike times crowns. So if you have an area of 3 forests, for instance, and there's 1 crown, that's 3 times 1, that's 3 points. If there's 2 crowns, that's 3 times 2, and that's 6 points. You've got 6 desert spaces, but no crowns in there? Well, that's 0. You don't get any points for that. At the end of the game, once we filled up the entire 7x7 space, we add them up and see who has the most points. That's KINGDOMINO.
Wow, that was good. That was like 45 seconds.
I'm probably slaughtered it because there's all those little intricate rules that you have to gloss
and
over.
you didn't mention like how you have to place orthogonally adjacent or,
I thought you didn't know how to play this, Sarah. What are you upstaging me? You have played this before?
No, I looked up the rules earlier.
Oh, you cheat. Yeah, absolutely. There's no diagonal, and when you place a tile, it has to be adjacent. The lands have to match up unless it's around your kingdom, and there's no diagonal placement. So the first stage of your turn is you choose which domino you want. And it's interesting because the more valuable dominoes are at the bottom, which means the next turn you don't get to pick first. It'll make sense as we play. So,
okay, yeah, I'm not sure what you mean exactly yet, but... Okay, so I go first, right? It's my turn.
You go first. That's what it says. Puffendor must choose a domino, and we're on Board Game Arena. By the way, time out. Board Game Arena versus Tabletop Simulator? What do you think?
I prefer Board Game Arena, but that's only because I'm really technologically inept and TTS is so difficult for me.
You're so much nicer than me. I totally agree. If anyone who represents Tabletop Simulator is watching this, I'm sorry. Board Game Arena, first of all, free. You can get in there, get it done. Graphically, it's very well organized. They don't have the extensive library yet, but it's browser-based. It's so simple. I love it. Okay. So go ahead, Sarah. You choose one of those 4 dominoes.
Oh, but what were you saying? You were saying that they get more expensive or something? So I can't pick like the top ones. I can only pick the bottom ones?
No, you can pick any one you want, but you place your meeple on it. So when you place your meeple on it, it's basically, see how they're in descending 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's imagine that one up top is 1, the one beneath it is 2, 3, 4. Let's suppose you go for the 4th one. And you pick that. That means your meeple is now in the 4th place, meaning that no matter what, I get to pick a domino before you next time.
I see. Okay.
It makes more sense when you see it, because that's one of the things I love about a lot of games is it's easier to play than it is to explain. And maybe that's just my own fault at not being able to explain it well enough. But go ahead and you just click on one of the dominoes.
And I've done that, yeah.
Oh, you've done it. Okay, you know what's going on? I need to update my screen. I need to go here. Okay. You've done it. Oh, you're blue. Okay. What color am I? I don't know. You've picked the windmill and the trees.
Yeah, I don't know what color you are.
I don't
Red?
know. We're about to find out. I think I'm pink. I'm
Okay.
normally yellow. Boom.
Oh, you're pink.
I'm
Yay.
pink. Yes. I like pink. I like me some pink. All right.
That's
so
nice.
now I've picked mine. Now I believe you. It's my turn. I've picked my domino. I don't know why it's not going to the next turn here.
I don't know. Mine says that you still need to choose a domino.
That's crazy because I've chosen a domino, and according to my screen.
Well, maybe in a 2-player game it's different. Maybe you pick 2 at a time.
Oh, good call. You're so smart, Sarah. I think that's exactly it. All right,
and
so
one can move to 2 in the 2-player game.
I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
think you
pick-
go again.
Yep, you're right. You picked 2. You're so smart. Yep, I picked 2.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so now we have to place our dominoes. So you have a
Okay.
separate screen than mine. I'm going to scroll down so we can see your board. And you can click the arrows to rotate it. And keep in mind, it just has to touch your castle in some form.
Okay.
I should have read the comments. David Waldman says, yes, choose 2. He also requested that I do the board game in a minute in a Captain Chessbeard voice, which is a callback from the podcast.
Wait, I don't get to move my other one?
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, it says Puffendor must place. I don't know what your screen's showing. Mine, it says Puffendor must place the next domino.
Well, no, mine says you must choose a domino. Like I placed one and now it wants me to choose another one.
Oh, yeah. So now you got to choose another. There you go. And now do you get to choose?
Ah.
There you go. Let's see what you placed here. Okay, you got. Oh, you're surrounding your castle with a moat. So
I
far.
wanted to rotate a little bit more. No, I wanted to go the other way. Like how
It
do I
should
do
be
that?
able to rotate, and you hit the arrows, and then it shows up in a ghost-like fashion when you hover
my
it
God,
over
no.
your board.
Okay, so now I'm like really technologically inept at this one too. Okay, like I want the tree to be next to the water. Like, come on, dude. Oh wait,
It
I
won't
almost had
let
it.
you do that. I don't think you can do that because, again, once you place it, with the exception of next to your castle, it has to be land against land. So all trees have to be placed next to trees.
Oh, you're right. Oh, oopsies.
There
You're
you
right.
go.
Okay. Never
It's
mind.
my fault for not explaining it. Anytime you have
No,
any confusion-
You're right. I actually read that. I just totally forgot. Yeah.
So what's your next move going to be? Boom. Okay. You got windmill there. All right. So for me, I only played this game once, and I played it last night while testing Board Game Arena. That's going to be my total disclaimer when I crash and burn and get crushed by you. I hate doing that. That's such a lame thing to do.
That's not going to happen. Trust me.
All right. So I placed my 1, and now I'm going to place my... Oh, then I have to choose... I'll choose Double Forest. And now I rotate my piece, and I'm going to desert this baby up like so. Okay. And then I choose that one. All right. So
Okay.
now, see, now you get to go first in placing and choosing the domino. So that's why it matters if you choose the top, second, third, or bottom domino, because it's basically you get to claim the first domino now.
No, mine's saying that you must place your next domino.
Because I'm pink. I'm an idiot. Jeez, I'm so sorry. All right, yes, you're right.
Okay.
All right, I'm pink. Let's get it going on here. All right, I'm going to do 2 trees that way. And then what do I want here? Ooh, desert and water with a crown. Yeah, let's get this desert and water going on. Now it's your turn.
Okay, so now I get to place my next domino.
I'm so used to being yellow.
Okay. If I place... Can I place this one? Oh, no. Oh, it's already picked which one I get to place. I don't get a choice, I guess.
Yeah, you have to choose the one that was up next.
Oh.
The order counts. I'm getting some shade from some peeps here. David Waldman says that Alan's explain action was lacking. He needed to use the extra 15 minutes. I think he means 15 seconds, but 15 minutes. Yeah, it was pretty. May says, focus, Sarah.
Sorry, I'm trying.
David reminds me, you're pink. And yeah, it's all good. Where are you going to place your domino?
I already played. Oh, I have to do another one. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to choose one.
Yes.
God, this is going to be a long game, isn't it? We're both playing.
We're getting it. We're going to get in the groove, and then we're going to be a well-oiled machine after this. Because now we're really paying attention to the top of our screen.
We really are, yeah.
I must place this ocean domino. Where can I place it? I have to place it around my castle somewhere. So I'm just going to do a double-sider like this. And then I'm going to... You stole my... Oh, no, that's mine. I got it.
You're pink.
I'm
Yeah.
pink. I'm pink.
You're
I'm so
pink,
used to
yeah.
being yellow. I'll get this. Okay. Puffin
You're
Door.
winning in crowns. I'm doing really badly. Like, look at you. You already have 4 crowns, and I have, like, what, 1?
There's still 10 turns left. A lot of time to turn
Okay.
this around.
That's true. All right. Let's see if I can place. No, that's not what I want to do. No, 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 no.
Oh, my. The tension is palpable.
Oh, my gosh. Is it? Yeah.
Okay, you're extending your moat. So right now, let's suppose the game were to end, just so everyone understands. You would have 1 point. Because
I know.
All right. I would have...
I'm doing very badly. I lose most games I play, just so you know.
I have 4 points. Hey, we make quite a pair then. Quite a pair. So this works out. All right, I'm going to place this. I think this is pretty obvious where I'm going to place this piece. Boop. And then I choose the next domino. Well, I'm going to choose... Yeah, I'm going to choose that. I'm going to expand my dominion. Puffendor, place your next domino.
Puffendor. Okay, yeah.
Let's see what you got.
No, no, no. Turn around, turn around, turn around. No, 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 no.
This game's adorable. Comes in a nice tight box. Comes with the nice domino tiles. And you can tell that it is based off dominoes. Domino's a classic game I love. I love the classic dominoes. Oh, we got some more comments here. David Waldman says the grid also has a limit. He says it thinks it's 6x6. For us, it's 7x7, David.
Yeah.
David Waldman says, I love Board Game Arena, MIDI sound effects. Mark has joined us. Says you can extend, but you lose a lot of points if you extend. I'm not sure if that rule is true because we have additional rules here. The Mighty Duel, use all dominoes to build a 7x7 grid, is the only additional rule. I think there's an additional rule which we didn't select, which makes it that you get like 10 points if you manage to keep your castle directly in the center. But I don't see that rule in play.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, don't be mad at me if that rule's in play. You can still keep it in the middle. I don't think it's in play. I'm not going to play it's in play. It'll just kind of be like a joint effort of like, we're not trying to do that.
I'll try to do it. Let's see. I don't know.
Whoa. Gonna show me up. All right, here we go. How am I going to place this? Ugh. Do I extend my desert? Or do I go? Yeah, I'm going to extend my desert. I'm gonna place it right.
You've got some good variety going on. I've just got like trees and water mostly.
Yeah. But you got that crown. All right. Puffendor, place your next domino.
Place my next domino.
Yeah, I love Board Game Arena and all the options that it had. And it even has really nice tutorials, very intuitive. To be fair, I've only played King Domino with this. I literally just played it and was like, oh.
I've played a ton of Takenoko on Board Game Arena. Like, I got so sick of it. But I used to love Takenoko, and I still do, but I played so much of it when lockdown began on Board Game Arena. I was like, okay, that's enough.
It's the next round. Now you place the next domino. What's your favorite game? Do you have a favorite?
Oh my gosh, yeah. My all-time favorite game, I always say, is Obsession.
I've never even played it. I'm not sure I even have heard of Obsession.
Yeah, Obsession is a worker placement, kind of like a tableau building game as well, though that's not listed as one of the mechanics in Board Game Geek, which I'm always surprised about because I really feel like it's got a bit of tableau building going on in it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. It's so good. It's like you're in Victorian England and you are running your own estate and you are trying to just build up your estate's prestige and wealth, and so that
you're about to start kicking my butt here. I should have played defensively. You're going to have a big forest with a couple of crowns.
I'm going to try for that to happen.
Oh, yoinks. So Obsession. I got to check it out. How many players does it play?
Oh, I think it's up to 5 with one of the expansions, I believe. But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's so good.
Ah, you're killing me. All right.
I've turned a lot of people on to Obsession, and they're always grateful. I've never had someone who's bought the game tell me that they're upset that I made them. Well, I didn't make them buy it, but yeah, no. But everyone who's bought it has been very grateful for me recommending it to them.
I have a very obscure favorite game that a lot of people haven't played because it's out of print. I love it so much.
Ooh.
It's called
What is it?
Plato 3000.
Plato 3, that like Plato?
As in the philosopher Plato, not Play-Doh.
Oh, okay. I was like Plato. What? Okay, okay.
Yeah. I love it so much. And
It's us being Americans pronouncing our T's like D's. I actually have a really funny story about that. Well, it's not super funny, but like I was in London and I went into like a pub and I was waiting for a train or whatever. And all I wanted was some water. And so I asked the guy at the counter if I could have a glass of water. And he's like, what? And I'm like, could I have a glass of water, please? He's like, I'm sorry, I don't understand. And I was like, could I have a glass of water, please? And he still didn't understand. Or maybe he was just messing with me.
right.
So finally, I'm like, can I have a glass of water, please? And then he's like, oh, you want water? And I'm like, yes, I want water.
What? Yeah, T, not D.
Yeah, so then he got me some water. I don't know if he was just messing with me or what, but
Maybe both. Maybe it started, but yeah. Man, this is why I love this. This is why I love board games. It's all about sharing stories around the table because my opinion of games is they're that social lubrication to just have fun with your friends. And a good game
I think so.
should fill in the awkward silences and make them not awkward, but also not dominate the entire conversation where you can't really do anything. And that's almost my criticism of chess is like chess would be, oh, it's my turn. Geez. Chess would be awful at the show, I think, because it's just too consuming.
Oh my God.
You're just standing there thinking and you can't really talk and play at the same time.
That is so true. Like I suck at chess, but I used to play it on my phone with a friend, but he got sick of winning all the time, so he stopped playing with me. But like I would sit there and try to like analyze every move and try to like foresee the future. I would not be able to have a conversation while playing chess live. Just would not happen.
Speaking of chess moves, I'm thinking hard about what my next move is going to be.
Speaking of chess, have you seen the Queen's Gambit? So
of course. Good. Oh my goodness.
Okay, good.
So good. Ridiculous.
So good. Yeah, amazing.
It's your turn.
My turn. Okay.
Now that you've proclaimed that you usually lose games, I feel like we're fighting for the right to be called the big loser. It's like a win-win situation here. If we win the game, we win the game. But if we lose the game, we win the title of I wasn't exaggerating. I lose a lot.
I guess I'll go with this.
David Waldman says, glass of water.
Glass of water?
It's that dry British humor. Yeah.
It's hard being an American in England with the accent. There was one time where I happened upon a protest happening in London in front of an embassy. It was protesting the dolphin slaughter that happens every year. I won't get into too many gruesome details, but one of the slogans of the protest was "Stop the slaughter in the water." So now, everyone who's saying it in English is saying like, stop the slaughter in the water. And I was saying, stop the slaughter in the water. And, just sounded like this weirdo American. So I actually ended up changing positions. Like I moved away to join another like group of people shouting the same slogan. But instead I started doing it with an English accent so that I would fit in.
You wouldn't get people saying, why are you acting like someone you're not?
Yeah. So then I started saying, stop the slaughter in the water, just so I could fit in. Yeah. I didn't want to be that weird American. Yeah.
Brilliant. I love it. Yeah, that's awful. Dolphin slaughter. Not to get, again, on a high horse.
Yeah.
Vegan, and I guess I just did that classic vegan mistake of announcing my veganism, but...
Oh, you're vegan. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, total vegan, and I
can't put this anywhere else. That's only giving me one place to put it. Why? I can't put it, like, anywhere else.
You have to place it if you can place it, and if you can't place it, it gets thrown away.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't want to put it there. I was hoping to put it I thought I could be able to put it like somewhere outside, but it wasn't giving me the option.
So sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, at least that's 2 solid points. I can't besmirch that.
I mean,
Still your turn. You got some water. You've got some water there.
Water. Okay.
Robin says Sarah is like a Marvel comic name, or Sarah Shah is like a Marvel comic name, like Peter Parker, Pepper Potts. If you had a superhero name, what would your name
I
be?
love that. Oh my God. Well, Batman is my favorite Superman. I just, if I could have my dream job come true, I would be a vigilante for wild animals or even domestic animals too. But I would be a vigilante for animals. So I'm wondering what my superhero name would be.
It's a good question.
I don't know. Sarah Pertastic. I don't know.
Sarah Pertastic.
Elephantastic. So like ELEPHAN, like instead of with an F with a PH, Elephantastic.
Gotcha. Yeah, so your costume would have some type of elephant motif going on?
Yeah, Sarah Elephantastic. Yes.
There you go. Boom.
Yeah.
Good question,
Yeah.
Robin. Thanks for asking.
Yes, thank you, Robin. I love that.
Your turn. We're going to go over the timeline here. There's no way we're going to finish this in 5 minutes. Are you okay going past 9:30? No pressure.
Yeah. I'm just upset. Like, why won't it let me place it up here? I want to place it up here, like next to that other like beigey area, but it won't let me do that again.
Is it because you have a land that won't go adjacent?
Isn't it something you have to do it with a tile you previously placed, right?
No, that is definitely not a rule. That would
I think
stink.
it must be. Like, why else would it not let me do that?
I wish I could see your screen too, but we can't.
Let me check. I'm just going to quickly check the rules while you take your turn.
You're such a rules lawyer. Look at you.
Well, I'm a lawyer after all, so let me just see.
What am I going to do here? Let's do that. And I don't want that, but she's going to take it if I do that. So I'm going to take...
Starting to... No, I guess that's...
this one. And then...
That's weird.
Put this one right here. And then I'm going to... According to the rules, you should have been able to place it. Is that what you just found?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Now that I have that one, what am I going to do here? I'm going to do this! All right. Did I leave you wide open for this? A little bit. I can't have you connect those lands.
Okay.
We have 5 turns remaining. Yeah, our apologies to
no.
audience members that wanted to make this a quick 9:30 end stop Eastern Standard Time, but we're going to go a little bit later. Hopefully that's okay. David Waldman says, Elephantastic! Objection!
Here we go. Or should I do it here? I think I'll do it here. No.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was a bad move.
I'm trying to add up your points as they are right now. Right now I'm seeing
No.
1,
I did. Yeah, let's put it
4,
here.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18 right there. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, no! Getting good with the black there. Ah. All right, where am I going to place this?
I feel like you've been getting all the crowns, or most of them. I don't feel like I have that many crowns.
And what do I want to do with this? Water and forest, water and desert is
maybe I
the
do.
better way to go. But I also have desert, and I got to avoid you from getting that. Oh, yeah, I got to stop you. I got to stop you from getting that. Got to play defensively.
Indeed. No, flip it right now. Okay.
Ooh. I like this. I like KINGDOMINO because it's a game that you could play with chess players and someone who's totally not into games because...
Yeah, it's a good game. I like it.
It's very easy access entry. In fact, I heard about it first from my business partner, Sean.
Oh, flip.
He played it with his mom a whole bunch. And his mom's not a game player. So that was really cool. That's a good advert. Where are you going to place? Where are you going to do it? You want to play it right next to the one you just placed?
Well, no, I wanted to place it so that the trees are touching the trees and the water's touching the water, but it's not doing that.
It should let you.
Oh my goodness. Come on, like rotate. Come on, just rotate. Why won't it rotate?
I don't want to lose this game because you're not.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Got it. Okay.
I got it.
I was feeling like Achilles versus Hector, where Hector stumbles on the rock and Achilles gets all mad. Like, I don't want that rock to steal my honor, Hector.
Obviously, I think I'll take that crown.
Obviously, yeah, you just take that crown. All right. I've got desert and that's mine. And what am I going to take next? What am I going to take? Well, I only have one choice, so there's no decision to be made there. Uh-oh, you get first picks.
I'll have to place this. Okay, let's rotate.
Man, I'm in trouble. I am
Maybe
in trouble.
not that way.
Oh, wait, there is something I can do, but not until the next turn. Ugh. God, that's going to hurt. It's gonna hurt so much.
Okay, you know what? Oh, yeah,
2,
let's
3,
put it there.
4,
Let's put
5,
it there.
6, 7. Oh, I'm already at my lengthwise. I can't go any more lengthwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Neither can you. And can you go any more widthwise? Nope, you're locked in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, jeez. Your place is looking much friendlier to live. If we're just going from an aesthetic standpoint, I'd much rather live at your place. Because I got desert around and then just random moats that don't have any crowns in them.
I do like my place. I think it's pretty nice.
Oh my, you're killing me. Killing me, Smalls. All right. Where can I place this?
Dude, you're winning. You're winning.
We'll see. Yeah, I should stop doing that. They call that self-handicapping because that way it's like a win-win. Because then if I win, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know I was going to win. And then if you lose, like, see, I told you I was losing. So I'll stop that. That's kind of player bull crap.
That's funny. I didn't know that was a thing.
Self-handicapping? Oh, yeah, people do it.
Yeah.
It's like the reason like students refuse to study for a test. Like, I didn't even study for the test. Like,
oh,
just
right.
study.
Oh, my God. Yes,
Just,
I remember those days.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Because, yeah, then when you fail, you don't feel as bad. Like, oh, I didn't study anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. What I'm gonna want to put that there though. So where am I gonna put this? I just hurt myself. Oh my goodness. I just made a boo-boo.
Uh-oh.
Oh well, that's the game. All
That's
right.
not the game.
No,
oh my
no,
God.
I'm not saying that's not over. I'm saying the game is you make mistakes and you learn and you move on. Not like
You're
I just
still
lost.
so far ahead of me, and it's still your turn.
Yeah. What am I gonna do here? What am I gonna do? Let's do that. And I don't have any desert. I don't have. Man, my options are crap. I just have to stop you. I have to play defensively now. All right. So you have desert, and next to that desert is land there. I'm looking at yours and I'm looking at mine, trying to make sure that you can't make gold out of this. So
Wow.
that's what you have to do, right? I think my best move is to stop you from
Well,
making
I'm an
more
idiot,
desert.
right? I shouldn't have put all those crowns next to each other. Like, that doesn't help, actually, right?
Oh, it totally helps. Absolutely. They still count. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, it's my turn.
it is your turn. David says it's a close game. I trust David. David's the type that would actually take the time to look at our maps and do the math. He's a smart guy. So I trust David saying it's a close game.
What do I want?
He says the score's in the upper right, he thinks. Let me take a look. Scroll up.
It is.
Oh, it is.
That's why I keep on telling you you're winning.
I didn't know. Silly
Oh,
me.
you didn't see that score there. Oh.
Yeah, I love how it says, this is my first game. Thanks for helping me. Next to your name.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to decide what terrain type to pick. I'm so conflicted. Okay.
It's interesting playing tabletop games while streaming because you feel a bit exposed because your bad habits will show like, oh man, am I doing that self-handicapping? I didn't even realize that. Is that a habit? And probably everyone who's watching this that has ever played a tabletop game with me before is like, yes, you always do that, Alan. You're always like, oh, I'm going to lose. Oh, I didn't expect to win.
It's funny.
Okay, what am I going to do with this? What can I do with this?
I'm not going to catch up. There's only 2 turns left.
Okay. I'm pink.
Oh, dear, yeah.
Only one place I can place that. And I need to... Are you able to place that? Oh my goodness, you are able to place that.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one who created this little hole here that I can't fill now. It looks like you did too, so...
Yeah, yeah. I think it almost seems mathematically because we have the castle, isn't it impossible to have a perfect fill?
Yeah, you might be right.
I don't know. People who are watching this that have more cognitive energy right now, let us know. Is that possible? All right.
Right? Yeah.
I'm strategically thinking, do I want to avoid you from getting this black I don't know what that is. Cave mine thing?
I think it's a mine.
Yeah. Do I want to avoid you getting that? Or do I want to help myself by getting more forest? And all right, yeah, I'm going to go here.
Which one am I placing? Oh, this one. Okay.
You got desert and... What is that? Desert and... barren?
Yeah, it looks like some barren wasteland or something.
Yeah. Mark says, Sushi Go is really good on Board Game Arena. Res Arcana is good as well, and it's my favorite game. Robin says,
nice.
I feel like Sarah would have succeeded at wooing Colonel Sanders. This is a reference to the game we played 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. I was like, wooing Colonel Sanders? I don't know if I'd want
The game we played was I Love You, Colonel Sanders, where my friend Lindsay rode. The job was to, I can't even use this, so I have to discard this domino, and I have to choose the next one, and I definitely don't want the desert or the water. Can't do anything with either of these. So that's
if you had to discard, I wonder if this is my chance to catch up.
This is it. This is your...
Is it?
Yep.
Is it? No, no, that's not really going to get me a lot of points. Oh.
It's going to get you 2 points. You've got 2 points there.
Oh, come on.
2 points is 2 points.
Oh.
It was actually a really interesting moment in that episode with Lindsay Rode as well, because she decided to stand up for herself a little bit. Like, she decided, I'm going to be strong and say, hey, Colonel Sanders, I think I can cook just as well as you. And that ended the game. He's like, I've never been so insulted. Game over. Like, what is this teaching people?
That's funny.
All right, so I have to discard my domino. I believe you have to discard yours.
Oh, what?
There's nowhere you can place water.
Oh, no, you're right.
But I do get to place this piece. And is this our last turn? I think this is our last turn.
It is.
Boop, boop. Oh, I'm looking at your board instead of mine.
You know what? I was looking at one of your pieces thinking it was mine.
There we go.
Gosh.
Then you just hit the validate to end the game, I think so. After you place, we validate. Is that going to be enough?
Oh, no. So 9-point difference.
You looked at it. It's adding it up for us in real time. For Puffendor, you killed me in Forest. 24. Oh no, you didn't. I got more in Forest. 24 to 36 in Forest. You got me in Desert. 15 to 9. And that's the game. Oh my goodness. Hey, thank you so much for introducing me to Board Game Arena, because I said, what game do you want to play? You were like, Tabletop Simulator, Board Game Arena, Tabletopia. I was like, well, you choose. And you said Board Game Arena. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's much easier to use, you see?
Well, Sarah,
if this was on TTS, we would have been here all night.
It's true. I played TTS. I was playing it with my friend Logan's game. I'm sure you're wondering why I all called you here. It's a game that's currently up on Kickstarter right now.
Ooh.
And I played it. It's a role-playing game. It's so fun, but it uses playing cards as basically it creates a mansion and it has characters. And I was throwing cards everywhere on accident and accidentally taking more cards than I was supposed to.
And flipping the table. I've thrown cards like way off of like the table and have not been able to find them.
It's a good tool. But when it comes to streamline and less technological hiccups, Board Game Arena.
For sure.
Sarah, I can't thank you enough for coming on to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed talking to you. It was a good discussion.
I'm so glad. Please feel free to come back, chat anytime you want to. But for those watching that want to follow you, what's the best way they should stay involved with everything Sarah Shah?
Oh, sure. Just find Board Games in a Minute, whether that's on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. I'm Board Games in a Minute on all three.
Very cool. And I'm Alan Girding. You don't need to follow me. I'm here every Tuesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I think with that being said, is there anything else we want to cover, Sarah? I just want to double check that you feel that we covered it all.
I think we've covered it all. And thank you so much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
No problem. So this is tradition. I say, and I forget how our outro is. I just said it. Anyways, this episode is, that's it. I just remember I say, this episode is, and then you say, in any way you want to, finished. You can use some wild, crazy voice or just your regular voice, but you just say finished. You ready?
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like I'm throwing you the soft pitch and you're going to knock it out of the park. You ready?
All right. All right.
And with that being said, this episode is...
Finished.
Yeah!
Yay.